Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and back to Lancelot. So Lancelot is coming along rather nicely now. If you've been following it, it's my latest Cool Katz kit that I've designed for them, and a rather substantial one this time. It's the biggest one I've done. It's 11.5 by 7.5 inches tall. So I've designed it to make the most of my 12 by 12 papers, and I've been using just this 12 by 12 Songs of the Sea by Stamperia for this one. I've done the Sir Vagabond, my little practice run, and when I came to this paper, I liked all these geometric designs here, the blueprints, and so I've decided to follow all these diagonals and pockets. So there's lots and lots of pockets in here. So that's what we're going to do next in this Songs of the Sea one. Now, if you haven't seen the other videos, head back. There's a playlist for Lancelot, and in there you've got all the videos so far. But if you go to my Facebook group, Paper Crafting with Paul, which you'll find a link for in the description below, you'll find the cutting guide. So this will help us to get the most out of our papers and follow along. So we're going to be doing pages 6 and 7 together. That's a bit strange, 6 and 7A and 6B and 7C, because it is ABC because we're doing it together, but these ones both go on to the one page, both pages, and then these are individuals. So let's have a look at what we've got. So let's get my trimmer, and let's start with this 10 by 7.25. So let's get the leg down. 10 by 7.25. So that's my 6 and 7A. So we're going to get two pieces out of that one, which you'll see later on. And then 6B, so they both need to be 7.25. So let's do that first. 7.25. So the first one is a 7.25 square. 7.25 by 7.25, and then a 2 3/4. There we go. So we've got our 3 pieces. We now need our scoring board. Let's flip these over so they're the correct way. So if you haven't followed the other videos, OT just stands for on top, and when you see the word letter R, you're just going to rotate your page 180 degrees. I have written it on the top as well of the cutting guide, which I said you can find in the file section of my Facebook group, Paper Crafting with Paul. Right, so 6 and 7A. I'm going to score 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. So that's a nice easy one. Three and 4. That's it, 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. And then we've got our 7.25 square. So I could have just said on 3 sides really here. 7.25, so 1/2 inch. Rotate. Did 1/2 inch. Do you know what? I'm going to change that and say 1/2 inch on 3 sides. I think I'll make it a bit easier. And then the small one, 7.25 on top at 1/2. Rotate 1/2. And oh, and the 2 3/4 on top at 1/2. So down one long and down both the short ones. Okay. So let's have a look at what we're going to do here. Now this large one, if I bring in my practice run, is actually going to be this big diagonal pocket, and I'm going to get this small one out of it as well. So I'm going to grab my pencil, and I'm not sure if it's going to show up very well on the black, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from this top right corner where the two score lines cross down to here. So to make it the same, it's 6 1/4 between the two score lines. So I'm going to place the start of my ruler on that score line and mark down 6 1/4 on that score line there. And I'm going to join them up. So now what I've got is one triangular pocket, which is going to go down here, and one large one up here. So I'm going to, before cut it, take my double-sided tape. This is the Sticky Paws by Cool Katz. The best tape, the only tape I use these days. I'm taping each of those 1/2-inch channels. And again, and then on this one we've got three to do. And I'll do my kinky mice with my big scissors because I'm going to need it later on anyway. Right, so that's all I'm doing is doing those corner cuts like I've done in the previous videos, cutting towards the cross, angling it a bit sharper on all my corners. There we go. And before I put my scissors away, I also want to cut down that pencil line I made. You could use your trimmer if you want, but it's just as easy. I'm going to go through that one. And just to neaten it up, I'm just going to cut off that corner. So there we go, we now have our 4 pockets. So let's burnish. So fold back and burnish. And of course, these pockets can go in any orientation you want. If you want to change it up, you can. Go 2 more to just do. And again, I'll probably give them another good burnish before I stick them down as well. From the front. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's have a look at what we've got then. So we've got this long one with the diagonal. We've got the tall pocket, so you can put this triangle that way, you can put it that way, depends what you want. And then the small one there. I mean, if you wanted to do them that way, you could do 2 of these and have them opposite like that. That would look quite cool as well. So there's quite a few different orientations you can go, but we're going for that geometric look here. So I'm going to stick this small rectangle onto the bottom of that, but with it being a shallow pocket, if that 1/2 inch, I'll bring this card in, comes out and it stops sort of 1/2 inch catches on there, which you don't want. So grab some of your black tape and just make a little ramp for it. And now, as you slide it in, it will go all the way to the bottom of your pocket. Now take off the sides. And we're going to do the same with the triangle. Make sure this is the right way up. Yeah, so the opening is at the top. And let's just place that down. There we go. Oh, I could have done the tape in there as well, but I forgot. Oops, never mind. So let's bring in our Songs of the Sea album, which is really progressing now. And we're just going to take off just the bottom, not like I did with the triangle. Attach it on and take some black tape. Now we can flip that up and stick it on. And on the right hand side, exactly the same. So I've taken off the bottom strip, lining it up with the edge of the page. Take some black tape. Right, just such a great little tip, which really does give you more space in your pockets. There we go. So we have our rectangle pocket with a triangle and a triangular pocket with a rectangle. So let's have a look what papers we've got left. Mermaids. We haven't actually used much mermaids. She will live there. I do well, that would work because, yeah, because of the triangle. Let's go for that one then. Okay, so she's a bit tall. So we need to just cut it down. So I think it's 11-inch pages, isn't it? Yes, 11. So we need to go 10 3/4. Right. So I'm not going to take it off the top because we're going to lose that. So I'm going to have to take it off the bottom. And we've got a nice strip there for our photo mats later. By 6. So let's have a look. So it's going to go like that. And then when the pages come together, you get that pattern. So let's have a look. So this pocket is 6 3/4. So 1/4 of an inch less will be 6 1/2. So let's take 6 1/2 off the bottom. So that's going to tuck into the pocket there. And then the hair is going to go there. So that's how it would go. But we want to cut off a triangle as well. So to do that, I'm going to place it where it would go. And I'm going to mark where this triangle starts. It's there, down to that corner. So to cut it then, I'm going to line up those two pencil lines and just move it slightly over a bit more. So I'm making the triangle a little bit smaller, and that will give me that little black edge. So now that'll fit onto there, that'll fit inside there, and that'll fit there. And we're going to do the same on this side. So we're going to start off lining it in the middle and marking where the triangle starts. So let's have a look. This is up here. So it starts off there, ends here. So we're going to cut it a little bit shorter, and then the pocket on the bottom is 2 1/4, so I'm going to cut 2 inches off the bottom before I start. So 2 inches off the bottom, that's going to cover that rectangle. There. And then our pencil lines are here and here. But we want to make it a little bit smaller, so we're going to move it just slightly to the right and cut. So now that will tuck in there, and this will tuck in here. And we have that full pattern kitten, and she has fitted in quite nicely there. So let's just ink up the edges and glue them down. There's one. Not the most exciting part of the tutorials, but it does finish off. It gets rid of that white edge and blends the cardstock into the paper. Now when I've got one which tucks in, I don't bother inking the piece that goes underneath the pocket. So this diagonal piece is going to go into the pocket, so I'm not going to see it. But then this, I'm going to see every bit. So I'm going to ink every bit. There we go. So I start off by sticking down the pieces which I inked all the way around, because they go onto a pocket, so I can line up every edge, not the ones that are going to be tucked in, because I've got a line to match all around. There we go. And then we're going to work up and put the middle one in. So tuck it into your pocket and line it up with that diagonal. And the last one is this one. And then the other side. Line that pocket. And the last one. So you can see this one is just a bunch of pockets. There's nothing tricky or something to catch you out on this, but it offers you lots of spaces to tuck in your tags, your photos, your ephemera, whatever you want to decorate now, or whatever you want to put in, you've got it. So there we go. That's page 6 and 7 completed. So it's just very geometric and very abstract, but just something a little bit different. So I hope you've enjoyed the latest installment of Lancelot, and hopefully you can get some ideas from this. So it's coming along. We've only got one more page left and the back cover, which is just a couple of pockets. That's not going to take me long, but I'm really enjoying Lancelot. So I hope you are too. If you are, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what you've been enjoying. I'd really like to hear what you're thinking. And if you do want to join me, remember the cutting guide is available from my Facebook group, Paper Crafting with Paul. And then have a look in the description below. There'll also be a link to the Cool Katz shop where you can buy the cover kit should you wish to purchase the cover and the tape and everything all in one place. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.